Alright, well, hello there. This is Zachary Vlahakis analyzing the scene in the Silence of the Lambs where they are at the funeral home. Okay. In the film Silence of the Lambs, directed by Jonathan Demme, Clarice and Jack Crawford are left with no choice but to visit the body of one of the victims at the funeral. During their visit, Clarice finds herself walking towards the casket, which ultimately reminded her of her father's death. In this particular moment, the remembrance of her father's death strengthens Clarice's character. The purpose of the scene is to clearly illustrate the transition Clarice goes through from being weak to gaining more power. The death of her father helps achieve this ultimate transition for Clarice's character. Alright, in the following scene, look for certain indications that show Clarice in this position of weakness, while being encompassed by the men.
Excuse me, Sheriff Perkins. These are the FBI people.
Sheriff Perkins, Jack Crawford, FBI. Special Agent Terry, Agent Starling. We appreciate being invited to your jurisdiction.
I didn't call you. That was somebody from the state attorney's office. We'll extend you every courtesy, but right now,
Sheriff. This type of sex crime has
And here we are, where Jack Crawford has approached the police officer and is addressing him that this particular situation is not very appropriate for Clarice. And so we see that the positioning of Clarice's character is much smaller than Crawford's character, how he's more upfront and kind of shown in this superior sort of manner, and that she is unable to be a part of this conversation due to her sex. And that in itself just shows how Clarice's character is put in a weak position within the scene. And now we'll continue.
We can discuss it in private. You know what I mean?
As Jack Crawford and the police officer leaves the room, we begin to notice how all the men police officers surround Clarice, as if she has no significant part in this murder case. The director has positioned her in a way that reveals this sense of weakness for Clarice's character. And we'll continue on with the scene. There we are. And as the scene progresses, you'll notice the camera switching back and forth between a point of view shot and a close-up. The point of view shot further enhances the feeling Clarice is emitting at the time, ultimately allowing the viewers to feel the same thing as her, which is uncomfortable, weak, and doesn't feel like she belongs there kind of feeling. The close-up shot will show the emotions she's currently experiencing within the scene. This particular moment clearly identifies Clarice's weakest point for her character. The positioning of Clarice's face within the shot indicates this idea of entrapment, as you can see here with the rule of thirds. And as you can clearly see here, the rule of thirds traps her as well as the two doors on each side of the frame. In addition, the director displays Clarice in a way to reveal how her female self reflects entrapment, because no man believes she's capable of doing anything significant. Although, interestingly, her character is shown in this weak position, but during the progression of the scene, we will see her defying those expectations and becomes more powerful within herself. I want you guys to look at her facial expressions while listening to the non-diegetic sounds. And I'll just erase this. There we go. Okay. Okay. And here we are. So at this point in the scene, the point of view shot and the close-up shot encourages the viewers to reach a deep personal level with the character as she walks towards her father's dead body. Also forces us to get empathetic while watching. And as you can clearly see as the scene progresses, the non-diegetic sounds in the background and her facial expressions all contribute to the idea of how Clarice's character has transitioned into this powerful being. It's showing the turning point of Clarice's character. The intense music coincides with her determined face in order to help indicate the triumphant of the hero, evidently being Clarice. With that being said, as she faces her father's dead body in the coffin, she's also confronting and embracing a traumatic experience of her father's death, therefore allowing her to gain the inspiration to become a cop/detective in order to prevent further killings of innocent people. This enables her to become more powerful than ever. And we'll continue the scene. Okay, so you can see here with the rule of thirds, positioning of Clarice's character and her father are exactly at the intersections of the rule of thirds. So you can see how the rule of thirds helps identify where the eyes of the viewers should be looking at, which is Clarice's face and her dead father. Those two pieces are essential for understanding what the director wants us to think about. In this particular moment, she confronts her dead father to overcome this traumatic experience, in which helps her gain more power. Clarice stares at her dead father for quite some time, symbolizing this pivotal moment in her hero's journey, that she has finally reached a deep potential within herself. Later in the scene, this idea plays a key role for Clarice's character as she enters a room full of men police officers. Look for anything that appears unsettling, powerful, or odd in the next part of the scene. Just need to erase this. Here we go.
Fetch Dr. Higgs from the chapel.
Starling, we're back here.
Tell Lamar to come on when he's finished playing his music.
Yeah, we'll be sending him that. We need a six-way link-up. Chicago, Detroit. What?
Excuse me, gentlemen, you officers and gentlemen, listen here now. There's things we need to do for her. I know that y'all brought her this far and that her folks would thank you if they could for your kindness and your sensitivity.
I find it hilarious in this scene how the point of view shot captures the man in front examining her body from head to toe, like she has no authority over him. Also, it strongly implies he's just checking her out because of her attractiveness. In the end, this kind of behavior is plain rude to check on a woman when she's talking to you. So I can show you this eye movement repeats. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, And we'll just continue until the end of the scene.
Thank you if they could for your kindness and your sensitivity. But now please, go on now, let us take care of her. Go on now.
I mean, that's why it always gives me the giggles. Anyways, more importantly, Clarice seizes this opportunity to try to express her voice over all the men in the room. For once in her lifetime, she has the dominating and powerful presence among these police officers. Interestingly, this power formed from embracing your father's death by simply conquering the traumatic experience. The directed power onto the men shows how strong Clarice is, because it managed to get them out of the room. And we'll show the scene where they all pile out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, good.
And for the end, the purpose of this entire scene is to clearly illustrate the transition Clarice goes through from being weak to gaining more power. The death of her father helps achieve this ultimate transition for Clarice's character. This particular pivotal moment for Clarice isn't the only time where she expresses her power throughout the film. Various other times have shown her potential as a character when death lurks around the corner. Thank you for listening, and that will be all. Thank you.